Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel and to another turkey pattern test video. We're still out here today in this heat trying to film some pattern tests. And in this one we're back again with the Herters. These are 12 gauge, 2 3/4 inch, ounce and a half of number 9s, going 1200 feet per second. And as for what setup we're going to be running them through this time, I've got the 1187 Premier back out again. And as far as the choke, we're going to start out with this gun is that Remington straight rifled super full turkey choke. I'll throw a picture up on the screen over here, that way you can see what this choke looks like inside, because it's really very interesting. It's got straight rifling down the inside of the choke. It's supposed to help your shot column from spinning as it exits the barrel. In theory, it sounds like a good idea, but I don't know how much your shot cup really spinning out of the end of the barrel anyway. So we've been putting it through with a bunch of different loads and seeing if it actually makes a difference or not. So far it's performed okay, but we still haven't found that load that it really likes yet. So maybe it might be these Herter's TSS loads. I don't know, we'll see. As usual, I've got the turkey target set up over here at 40 yards from the bench. Let's take this 1187 and that Remington straight rifled turkey choke over there and sling some of these Herter's 2 3/4 inch TSS loads through it and see how they perform on the paper. Alright, we're all set up at the bench. Once again, this is the Remington 1187 with the Herter's TSS, the 2 3/4 ounce number 9 load. So let's put them through this Remington straight rifled super full turkey choke and see what they can do on the paper. Alright, so here's our 40-yard target. This is what we get. I really don't know what to think about this one at the moment. It's definitely a touch to the left, but that choke just seems to shoot a little bit to the left of where I have my dot zeroed. It's not a super tight core, but that's not something we've seen out of this shell. We haven't really seen super tight cores. We've seen pretty even spread patterns more so than anything else. I think that's what we got out of this. It's definitely a bit on the open side, and you do have some of these flyers around the outskirts here. The pattern as a whole, it's not terrible, but it's definitely nothing special. For a budget load, that's about what I would expect. I don't really know how much of an effect that rifling had on this shell. It definitely didn't seem to have any major effects on it one way or the other. Whether it's tightening up the core or reducing the flyers, it just seems to have performed pretty much the same as some of the other setups we've tested this shell in so far. Definitely not a bad pattern. Definitely usable for turkeys at 40 yards. But it is absolutely a little bit more on the open side than what I would like to see out of a TSS shell, personally anyway. For TSS stuff, I personally like to see a little bit hotter of a core and a little bit less of these outskirt flyers, but I don't think it's a terrible start for running this shell through this gun anyway. Alright, well, what do y'all think about it? It's definitely not terrible, but it's definitely not the best we've seen out of this gun so far. It's definitely a usable turkey pattern at 40 yards, absolutely, there's no doubt about that. But it's definitely showing signs of a budget shell. For TSS, we expect to see a little bit hotter of a core, and we are seeing more even broad patterns out of this shell so far, which isn't always a bad thing. If you hunt at closer ranges or something, by all means, that'll absolutely knock them down, and it gives you the leeway that you'd like to see at that distance as well. But if you like to see that little bit hotter of a core with less flyers around the outside edge or a less open pattern, this shell has not produced a super tight core yet. But the results that we have gotten have definitely been promising for a good, consistent shell that shoots good out of everything we've put it through so far. I've still got a few things I want to put it through to see if we can get it even a little bit better. But I don't think that's a terrible start for this shell in this 1187. Plus, we're still doing a little bit of research and testing on that straight rifle choke to see what exactly is, if there's any benefits or if there's anything it likes better or worse than other shells. That's still to be determined. I'm definitely pretty happy though with the starting point that we got from this shell out of this gun at the very least. But leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this. Is the shell just does the shell just shoot a little bit more open, or is it the choke, or is it the gun, or whatever? It's definitely not a bad pattern by any means. I wouldn't be scared to hunt with it, but we've seen better, and I think we can do better with this shell. So leave a comment, let me know what you think about it. And with that being said, good luck as y'all get out into the turkey woods this spring. I know it's been tough for me going so far, but that's turkey hunting for you. So I'm going to get back to doing some more pattern tests before the afternoon's over with. So I'll see y'all in the next one then.